The man must ensure that the marriage works. The woman also try to make sure your marriage works. When both of you are committed, trouble will definitely come. As I'm speaking to you now, I could just bite my tongue. My teeth will just bite my tongue. I bit my tongue. Should I cut off my tongue away from my mouth? No. Or should I break all my teeth out? No. With time to heal. I have done that several times. I have had that experience severally. And I never go to boil water to match my tongue because I got it. It's inside again. It will heal by itself. So that's how marriage is supposed to be. But where I do not, I still repeat, anywhere I go, encourage anyone to remain is when there's already a battery. When you discover that the man is punching you all the time, my dear, separate first and give him time if his eyes will come down before he kills you. The same thing. 2 weeks ago, barely 2 weeks ago, one man cried out in social media that people should help him, that the wife is beating him mercilessly. He dropped whether he's a man or not and cried out. And I'm sure he must have received help by now. The wife beat him, to stupor.
Wow.
We have ladies now that are now say we want to revenge what men are doing to us. Men, be careful, oh. The way you think you ta to women all the time, be careful. At the same time, I also want women. I see some girls, mostly in Nollywood or in a drama. Before you know it, they have already slapped the man. Bah! Why will a woman be first to slap a man? What nonsense! In as much as I say man should not beat woman, you woman should not also beat, because the man want to be gentle. I don't want to be a white beater. I don't want to hit a woman. Then you think it's an opportunity for you. Those of you who are trying that, please cease from now. You have no right to slap your spouse, whether as a man or a woman. Don't even raise hand, let alone hitting. Dialogue, communication. That's what we are teaching. And if you bring this in marriage, my dear, you make it. You even count more than I'm counting now. You see, before I met my marriage, I just settled down. I've not even met you. I don't even know I'm going to meet anybody called God in my life. I told God, if I want to get married, and I will make 50 years, at least celebrate 50 years anniversary of marriage. It didn't mean that there's nothing like separation in my dictionary or divorce. No. I have already said to my mind, whoever. Then what did I now do to that? I said, God, please give me my own man. My own husband you prepare for me, not another woman's husband. So that I can achieve this, my goal. And he brought God into my life. So it's not an easy thing. I'm an able woman married to a Benin man. It's not easy. But God help us. That does not mean that we don't have issues, 5-minute moments of madness. No, it has always been there. It will be there, definitely. But because it's also on the foundation of God, God gives us the grace to always overcome. So God must be the bedrock of your marriage. If you really, really want to succeed, both of you must make it work. The man and the woman. It lies in your hands to make your marriage work. Not your father come and do it, or your mother will come and do it. And so anything you see in marriage, you said it for better, for worse. So some of you just married, along the line, your husband get accident. Maybe they amputate one leg. That's the end of marriage. You're wrong. What is it for better, for worse you promise? The same thing with woman. I can't take it though. He's not bedridden. I can't take it though. No, I'm not born to suffer. When the going is good, you are there. When you also go bad, it's also still remain, my sister, remain, my brother.
Don't be afraid.
And that is even the time he or she needs you most. Please. This marriage is so good though. Sometimes I ask my husband, now this marriage, when they say they fight up and down, so it's so good. It's not really good for a man to be alone, no. That's why in my tradition I say God did that for companionship.
Yeah.
So please, he that has ear to hear, let him hear. We'll take a break now. Come back, enter question and answer, Q&A session. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
My name is Moses Nwosu. My question is, how can one manage seeing red flags before going into the marriage and also getting the parents not to fuse in their opinion when they say, we are betraying this lady to you? How do you manage the situation? Thank you.
My name is Ogenes Mebrad. My question is, can you throw more light on the health checklist before marriage with regards to HIV status, blood group? What are the things that need to be settled in order not to have an unbalanced situation?
Yes.
Thank you.
I am host Mark David. My question is it good and advisable for a man or a woman to say, I will not marry the other partner because he or she finds out that the partner is with a particular sickness? Thank you.
Welcome back. We're still discussing the unbalanced reality of marriage. And a lot of questions from the audience. Please, I guess, give your answers to them. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The first question here is, how do we manage red flag if someone is betrothed to you and the parents are insisting that you must marry the person? Well, if you have seen red flags with someone who is betrothed to you, all you need to do is explain what you have seen with that person to your parents. Maybe they are not seeing the red flag that you have seen. And so if you have seen red flags which they are not seeing, then the onus lies on you to be able to explain it to your parents. And once they can see it, then if you have already seen red flag, then there's no point being in that marriage, because at the end of the day, you are the one that is going to live with the person, and then the marriage will not last. So there's no point saying, okay, you want to manage what you have seen from beginning. There's an African adage that says that the stone you see coming does not blind your eye.
Yes.
And so if you have seen the stone coming, then you should dodge it instead of waiting to get your eyes blind.
Okay, let me add to that, Bishop. You say explain to your parents and possibly tell your parents the effort you have made to correct that, and the person is adamant. Because it's not just because you see that she talks sarcastically or you see that she did this, so oh, that's the end. What effort have you made to correct her down? Oh, honey, or whatever, this thing is not good. Why can't you do it this way? He said, hey, don't give me this one, I'm not up. That's a different thing. So you must tell your parents this is the effort you have made for him or her to see if he can shift little. And he still refuse. So I don't think this one will work, because if we marry, you go jam rock, and there's no need. So that's one thing. And I'm sure if you explain this to your parents, if you say like, call her to order, call her and ask her, or ask him. And if it's it's not what you can deal with that moment, please don't continue with that relationship, because truly it's not going to work. All right.
The second question here is bordering on health issue. That is, what are the health issues that should be addressed before marriage?
Yeah.
Well, some of the issues that you must address before marriage is, number one, you must be able to know your blood group. Then number two, you should know your genotype. It's very important. If you are AS, you don't marry somebody who is AS. Yes. Otherwise, you raise children who are sicklers. And so, if you have any underlying health issues like HIV, you have issues with any aspect of your health, you should be able to let the individual know about it. Tell your suitor about it. And if they are confident enough that they will be able to handle the situation, they will go ahead to marry you. So don't hide it, because if you hide it, eventually if you get married, the marriage is going to have a problem. So for instance, you have fibroid problem, or you have a blockage with tubes, or you have
low sperm count,
a situation where maybe an abortion was performed and then you have problem with the womb, or you have, as a man, you have erectile dysfunction, you cannot have erection, and then you hide it, and as a Christian, you hide under the guise that, well, before marriage, we're not supposed to meet. So you hide under that guise, and then you
deceive the lady.
You trick the ladies, so to say. Now you trick the lady into marrying you, and then after you get married, then she now discovers that you are impotent and that you cannot even have erection, not to talk of performing. And if that is the case, the marriage is not going to survive. There's certainly going to be problem. And so always make sure that you let the other party know, what health issues you are having. And like I said, if they have confidence enough, if they have faith enough that they can deal with that problem, then they will go ahead to marry you. There's this story I read about an American preacher. He proposed to this lady, and the lady said, "Well, I don't think I can marry you." And then he said, "You go and pray." So the man went back, he prayed, and he came back. He said, "Well, it's positive. God says you are my wife." And then she told him that you are not very sure. Still go pray more. So he went back and he came again and said, "Well, I'm sure God says you are my wife." And then the lady said, "Well, the problem is I can't marry you." And he said, "Why? Am I not good enough for you?" She told him, "It's not that you are not good enough for me. But on the contrary, I'm the one that is not good enough for you." And so he wondered, and he asked, "Why do you think so?" She told him, "Well, it's because I have no womb. I can't have children."
Simple.
You understand? She said, "I have no womb. I can't have children." And the guy asked her, "Who told you you have no womb?" So she told him, he said, "Well, the doctor took out my womb and showed it to me, and told me that I can never have children anymore because my womb had been taken out." And so the guy told her that if God wasn't the one that told you you don't have a womb,
I would have believed.
You understand? If God was not the one who told you you don't have a womb, I'll marry you. And so he married this lady without a womb, and without a womb, there's no way they will have children. But do you know?
Medically, yeah.
He married the lady without a womb, and she got pregnant, gave birth to the first child, gave birth to the second child.
Let's go.
You know, white people, they don't give birth to many children. Yeah. But because it was a miracle, they gave birth to 6 children.
A woman without a womb.
A woman without a womb. So always make sure that the person, your suitor, is aware of any health challenge that you have. So you don't deceive somebody into marriage, because if you do, you are not going to have a happy home.
And let me also add to that. What you're saying is America, that's Oyibo. Yeah. Because they believe in honesty and simplicity. But for here now, make a tell her that's the end of money. You forget that even if you hide it and he marries you, that he will also come out that you cannot be pregnant. You forget that. So if you have children before, 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever, how many you have, before somebody else come to you, tell the person to look at circumstances that made me to have this or that. Tell the person, even as a man. Well, young men, when I'm just growing up, one of the throwing out, I just got this girl pregnant, she has a baby for me. The woman will know whether you come in or not. So don't always say, if I tell him, if I let you know, that will be the end of it. If he walks away, the one that will really accept you will come. What is that also happened here in Nigeria too? One lady too also said, "I can't marry you." So why can't you marry me? Say, because I don't have a womb. I don't want issues. And the man still went and married her. Here in Nigeria also happened. And they bear children. At least I know the parents of the lady. So it's always good. What is, like I mentioned before, honesty. When my husband discovered that, he was one thing that made me say, this lady is very truthful. I have to go on and marry her. So it's also very good. Don't think that when you hide, it's then you are wise. No, you are wise by hiding. But you'll be wise when you speak out. Who loves you will also remain. Who does not love you, when you go down, okay, make it, this will just come because of my facial, go, bye-bye. Another person will come. So please, let us do the thing, the right thing, and we will solve a lot of problems in future.
There's this Chinese man who saw a lady. He saw the lady. He liked what he saw. So, he married her. So when they got home and they got to the bedroom, then the lady began to undress. She took out the hair, it was artificial. She took out the eyelashes, they were not real. Took out the bum, they were not real. And then by the time she had fully undressed, the man looked at her and said, no, this is not what I married. And so I can't continue with the marriage. So they divorced.
See?
You see? So always be honest with whoever is coming to you. It's very, very important.
Yes.
So
All right.
the final question is it good for a man to say he's not marrying a lady because she has an illness? So it's vice versa. Is it good for a lady to say he's not marrying a man because he has an illness? Or is it good for the man to say he's not marrying a lady because she has an illness? Well, just like we mentioned earlier, if you are aware of the illness the person is having and you feel it's not something you can handle, don't pretend. Don't proceed with the marriage out of pity. You understand?
Last.
Don't proceed with the marriage out of pity. If you know you can't deal with it, then take a walk at that moment. Okay? And if you walk at that moment, there's no problem at all. So don't say, well, I feel pity for this person, and so I want to marry her or I want to marry him. You know, because that pity will not sustain, it will not sustain the marriage. So, but if on the other hand, you look at the issue and you feel that it's something you can deal with, you know, maybe based on your faith in God, and you say, oh, I know that we can overcome this together, and I can help you through. I can help you to overcome this. And if, based on your faith in God, you say, well, it's something we can handle, we can overcome, then fine, you go ahead and get married to the person.
Thank you so much. But in all of this, like I said before, empathy. Look at it again holistically. If you are also the man that say you have ailment and the girl walks away, will you also be happy? So it's two ways. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's also two ways. And then you are giving also a more example that I also know very well. You know, about this same marriage. I know somebody that the girl and the boy, they were friends, and they courted for about 3 years before the girl contracted HIV. It's not because she met a man, but needle in the saloon where they are making hair. That's how they sew. Women know how they sew with one. That's how she contracted HIV. And the young man said, I'm not going to leave you. You have waited for me for 3 years till I finish school. You are the one helping to pay my fees. I can't leave you now because I know you did not cheat on me. So they went to hospital. The doctor actually said, yeah, it's possible for them to marry. That when she wants to get in, there's a way they do that. Even the baby will not contact, and even has. I told them what they would do. Place the woman on drugs.
Yeah.
And they continue like that. As I tell you, I think they have about 3 children. I'm aware of that. She confided in me and my husband. They are our staff. So they have about 3 children now. And the husband, till now, is not contact HIV. The children did not, only herself. And she's on drug continuously. So you see what that's empathy. Do you hear what I'm saying now? So it depends on whoever you're dealing with.
I think based on what you just said, it depends on how long have you known that person.
Exactly.
You understand? So if you are just meeting the person and you are aware from the very beginning that this person is having this health issue, if at that point where you have not
gone far in a relationship,
you have not bonded with each other, that closeness is not there, and you are living, then I think that is okay. But not where someone has waited for you for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and then you now say, oh, I don't want to marry you because
of your e-health.
Of your e-health. You know, that's not humane.
Yeah.
You know, so that's just that.
So what's your final words now?
Okay. The final word is this: you will not always remain young forever.
Amen. That's so.
You know, because you find that today they will tell you if the marriage is not working, take a walk. You are still young. You can still get married. You know, you can still live your life. You know, you will always not be young forever. The old man you see today was a young man yesterday, and the old woman you see today was also a young woman yesterday. Now, I'll tell you this, that the old married man will live a happier life than the single old man. And the old married woman will live a happier life because you will have companionship. You see, when you are getting old or when you grow old, your friends become fewer. And then you find that if you are not careful, you become lonely at that point. And so that's why it's very, very important that you are married, because by the time you get married and you grow old together, even when you have children, the children will leave and they go and start their own lives. And you and your husband, you are going to be together. You have somebody talking with. But if you have no, if your marriage didn't survive or you didn't work at it to make sure that your marriage survived, you'll find that by the time you become old, you'll be lonely and sad and unhappy.
Thank you so much, Bishop Mike Eka. I think we'll be able to pass the message to all of us, myself and all, the audience listening, even the viewers out there. Thank you for dealing with this. We have said a lot here. I said before, a word is enough for the wise. And let he that has ear to hear what the scripture says. Because I'm also from a Christian background. It's so important that as we're saying this, especially to you young ones coming in, we are already been there. So that's why I'm telling you how it's going to when you're coming in, so that you know exactly what to do, not to. Yes, people marry and divorce. Must you marry and divorce? Can't you be different from them? So if you're saying that I'm not going to be the first, definitely you're not going to be the first to divorce. Neither are you going to be the last also. But why must you be part of it? So try as you're learning now, jotting things down. So when you meet your spouse in future, you know how to go about it. Check all these things we just mentioned now. And then if it's smooth from the beginning, but if you grace of God, you're going to be smooth all the way. So having said this, I want to thank our guests again for your time with us.
Thank you for
and the operation crew, our sponsors, our executive producer, audience seated here, and of course our viewers out there. Thank you for always joining us in this program. I want to invite artist 250 GB to sign out this program. Please join us next week. I am a Hillis, the praying mother of the nation. Goodbye. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Whatever I think, I could do it. Whatever I say, I could do it.
And I want you all to understand that God does not throw pounds, dollar, naira, and other departments of currencies from heaven. You have to work for it, my brother. You have to hustle for it, my brother. So enjoy this song from our brother 250 GB.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Child of God, hey, as you dey pray, hope say you dey work, cause man must work, hey, before he job, and heaven help those wey themselves. I go one stop, don't talk and say, man must work, before he job, man must do something before he job, man must say something before he job. They can make the little good say you get the hand, they can make the little good say you get the leg, you get the mouth, you get the eye, you get the ear, many things where some man they find. So on my way wake up and meet up with time, cause when man they walk and there you they job. Say I believe in God, don't mean say you no go walk, oh.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
God will provide, don't mean say you no go walk, oh. Don't mean say you no go walk, say. Child of God, as you dey pray, oh say you dey work, cause man must work before the job, and heaven help those wey help themselves. I put one stop, don't talk and say man must work before the job, man must do something before the job, man must say something before the job. Last, you must do something. Last, you must say something. Last, you must do something. If you not do nothing, and you not say something, and you not do nothing, when who blow you?
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
When Sapa show, we go kabash, kabash, kabash. We go fire down, fire down, fire down. We go kabash, kabash, kabash. We go fire down, fire down, fire down. But man must walk before he jump. Child of God, child of God. As you dey pray, go say you dey walk. Man must walk before he jump. And heaven help those wey help themselves. Akuponso don talk and say man must walk before he jump.
You are watching Vivid View Talk Show.
Before he jump.